Welcome back to the Team Liquid Legacy Star League 3 Season 3 Qualifier number 3. We are going on to a round of 16 match now, and once again a new matchup. It's going to be a PvP between dsaqwe and EnjoYmE.
Okay, now I'm going to once again make my underdog prediction. This has to be EnjoYmE as the underdog, right?
Yes. Well,
yeah,
I'm going to add some more stipulations here, Elegant. I'm going to put on my little analytical hat here.
Spanner into the works.
All right, you ready? You ready?
I'm ready?
Okay, so the main issue here is I think overall, like in practice, dsaqwe, aka Lockdog, you might know him as Sass Lockdog, is I think an overall better player. However, he does not perform well in tournaments at all. Like, I think he played in just one or two TLS qualifiers before, and I think one we saw him lose in the round of 128 to some random Zerg, Malkia. Actually, we casted that game. It was dsaqwe versus Malkia. It was an amazing game, but he lost, right, against basically like a C+ level Zerg, and yet dsaqwe has beaten Killer on stream. All right, the Korean Zerg Killer. Okay,
serious?
Yes, he's beaten Killer in a straight up game. So that's the difference between dsaqwe like playing, you know, just casually and playing in a tournament. I don't know if it's just the pressure, he's nervous, or what's up with that. But it's like completely different levels. Like, so I actually talked to him. Like, I was trying to talk him into playing in more qualifiers, and he even told me, he's like, no, I just don't perform well in tournaments, man. I just can't do it. So I'm really excited to see him actually here in the round of 16. I hope he does go far. I hope he qualifies because I want to see what he can do. I know he can pull out great stuff, but yeah, nerves seem to get to him. EnjoYmE, on the other hand, is the complete opposite. You know, he's maybe like B max, and yet every time he qualifies for all of the TLSs so far.
Yeah,
right? I
mean, very
just
impressive.
Places decently in all the qualifiers. He's just very solid overall. So he has a ton more experience, I think, than dsaqwe does. So we'll see if that affects this game.
Yeah, and I'm feeling about ready for this. We're about to see EnjoYmE take on the J-Hoon of the foreign scene. Great impact in practice.
All right, let's go into the game.
Let's go.
Alright, here we go. At the top right position as the brown Protoss, we have Vanatier, aka EnjoYmE. At the bottom left as the yellow Protoss, we have dsaqwe. Asking if his opponent's German. Indeed he is.
Yeah, he is. Germans actually have fairly good representation in the TLS. I was looking at the... I'm that cool that I was looking at the number of different nationalities in the qualifiers, and I think the Germans are doing all right for numbers. They're kind of up there with the Poles. So... what is it about these crazy Germans? But they seem to represent quite well.
Well,
looking at EnjoYmE's performance, sorry to interrupt. Looking at EnjoYmE's performance, he does seem to beat some decent players in each qualifier. By no means is he just getting through by really easy and lucky games. For example, he beat Reclusive before in one of the qualifiers. I think that was on Sunday, and he's not just kind of lucking his way through. He is able to beat good players, very competent players when he's on his game.
For sure. I was just gonna add to your little German representation thing. I mean, we all the Eastern European countries seem to like have really good showings. I guess Germany is like more Central Europe, but it's like it's touching Eastern Europe, right? Like it's touching Poland, and so it's you know, it's got some of the Gosuness rubbing off on the German players. So you know. Also, isn't Mondragon German? Or was he not? Am I just completely crazy?
No, he was Polish.
Really? I could just be an idiot. It's probably.
I don't know. That was a bit before my time, unfortunately.
Guys,
so
what nationality was Mondragon? I almost said what race was Mondragon. You was Zerg, fool.
You got that much knowledge. Yeah, no, I'm a bit behind times. Doty, of course, our Process hero is German. Doty, one of my number one fanboy picks.
Mondi was German.
I'm sorry?
Mondi was German.
Oh, and me saying he was Polish. I think it's just because he's Zerg, so it rings the Polish alarm in my head.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point.
Yeah, we do have I think, okay, from these guys we have basically the same thing. It looks like they're both going to be producing 2 early zealots, going for the gas and then the pylon before they make the cybernetics core. So presumably we will be seeing 2 zealots out of both of these guys. Let's see how they use them. It looks like dsaqwe wanting to be a little bit more aggressive with his first zealot, but no, it turns round at the ramp. I think he was just wanting to block his ramp unsuccessfully. Now both guys are reduced to chasing probes around their main base with the zealot, which can be often a little bit of a painful, and long chase to behold.
Yeah, and you wouldn't expect either of these probes to die anytime soon, barring some serious micro error. But it doesn't really matter because, as you said, they're both doing mirror builds here. There was a slight scouting difference, of course. EnjoYmE went top left and then bottom left, and dsaqwe actually went straight cross map, so he got a slightly earlier scout. But in the end, it doesn't actually matter too much. It's mainly going to come down to waiting for that first Dragoon to come out to actually kill the probe, and then teching from there. Now, interestingly, we did see... Oh, okay, no, we do see a second zealot from both players. Ooh! However, we saw the probe die already from Vanatier, so that's a bit of a mistake. Although dsaqwe's probe is stopped as well, taking 2 shots, but it is going to run out, although it might be the second zealot. Oh. The Dragoon should be out in a little bit anyways, so it shouldn't be alive for too much longer. He's actually going to try and maybe sneak out. No, there's a second zealot there, so he knows he can't get out. So that...
No, he can.
Oh.
He can get out, he can just drill straight out, because he has the health now, he can tank one more hit,
Ooh,
and out
nice.
he goes. He is going to make it through, and he's going to get that probe all the way home. Doesn't make a huge amount of difference, but it is kind of nice for morale, if nothing else, and does help your opponent just a little extra bit. Or you can just kind of save that probe, hanging around the map, and always make your opponent scared you're going to sneak that scout by at any moment. But there's nothing too special happening from either of those guys yet. Although, having said that, there is no range coming in from the bottom left-hand corner. dsaqwe is going straight from an early robo in what we can only imagine is either some kind of quick Reaver bust, or a very, very defensive build whereby he will make no shuttle at all and crawl down, although I would imagine that would depend on having range nonetheless.
By the way, I just want to make a completely unrelated point. So apparently Sebastian, who I assume is Sebas, actually went and got the replay from last game and counted the Ultralisks. Apparently South Arc made 94 Ultralisks in that game, and 85 of them died. See, I told you it was over 50. He lost 85 Ultras.
Wow. I think that must be some kind of record.
That is many Ultralisks.
That needs to go on. TLPD or Liquipedia or wherever these things go. It needs to go in South Park trivia. Lost 84 Ultralisks in a game to fold.
Yeah.
Somebody make that happen. Nuka, I think Nuka's around, and he generally has the power to do that kind of thing. So go forth and edit. That needs to be written in history.
Look at this. Coming back to this game, we only now have range started for dsaqwe, whereas range is finished now for Vanatier, but it doesn't matter because Vanatier's not attacking, so dsaqwe's late range it's fine. In fact, it's better that he got it late and got the robo first because his tech is ahead and the range didn't matter because by the time they actually fight, his range will be done.
Yep, and that is the general idea behind this build. It's quite an interesting one, but that earlier Reaver really can make a difference, and can if you're careful in the early game, because obviously it can be a little bit difficult. If you overstretch yourself slightly in the early game, you can get caught very easily. You can find yourself getting even possibly busted if in a worst case scenario. And we have 2 extra gateways going down as well. This is definitely going to be a highly aggressive build for dsaqwe. And this won't particularly help his first push, but he's going to be able to reinforce really nicely from then on.
Yeah, I think he might try and go in for 1 round of harassment first with the Reaver while he's pumping goons, and then bring the Reaver back around to the front and then go for a big frontal bust. Because you can see his opponent has just gone for 1 gate obs expand, which is pretty dangerous. Does he even have a support bay? Okay, no, he does at the bottom. I was going to say he must have a support bay. Basically, when you do this, you want to just pump slow Reavers after your first couple of observers and just have them chilling at your natural to defend. Whoa, we might catch a goon here for free though. That's not good. Ooh, bit of a blunder there from dsaqwe.
Yeah, you don't want that when you're having to be aggressive off what was basically 1 gateway for quite a while. Losing any dragoons can be a little bit of a blow. That is, of course, about 20 seconds of gateway time that you won't see again. And gonna be able to snipe the observer. Will it see the shuttle? I don't know if it saw the shuttle before it went down. Maybe not. EnjoYmE would probably do well to move out a little bit and try and catch dsaqwe as he moves across the map. It'll buy EnjoYmE a bit more time, and he might be able to get a nice snipe off on that shuttle if he's really lucky.
But the problem is that generally when you're going for 1 gate obs expand, you don't want to move out because you have so few units. So even though you're right, in this case it would probably be helpful. In the because he doesn't know what's going on, I think overall he has to play it safe and he can't really leave his base, and that's definitely going to help dsaqwe here, who's definitely, you can see, he's got his 2 Reavers going out now, so he didn't even bother going for a first round of harass. He's just waiting for the second Reaver, going to go for the big bust here, and this is going to be really tricky. If EnjoYME can hold this, he will be in a fantastic position with that expansion, but that's a big if, because he's got 1 Reaver on the ground. He should have a second Reaver. Oh man, the second Reaver's actually, I feel like it was perhaps started its touch late here. I don't know if it's even going to be finished by the time this attack hits. And dsaqwe, very interestingly, going around the side, not going to do a frontal attack, going to catch this position from the side. Very, very smart. You can see the units are all trying to, in an arc, to catch an attack from the bridge, but moving in from the side. But very, very nice reaction time by EnjoYME to pull back.
Yeah, but he's going to have a hard time killing this now. He manages to get a good arc, but his Reaver is going to be easily picked up. He needs to land another couple of good hits, but that is some great Reaver shots from EnjoYME to severely weaken dsaqwe's force and takes out a few Dragoons early on. Now he splits his force. Can often be very useful when you're fighting against a shuttle like this to keep your opponent guessing a little bit. And we could see the shuttle go down right now as well. Those Reavers are looking very, very exposed. EnjoYME has another Reaver out. Will he be able to land decent Scarab? Oh, dsaqwe landing a great Scarab on that one new Reaver. Oh, the shuttle almost going down, but it looks like EnjoYME is going to be able to hold this up. He's going to be able to get out there, and he's probably going to be able to take out these 2 Reavers. Oh, but this is so expensive. All these Dragoons just falling, but he might just be able to catch these Reavers. dsaqwe doesn't even dare lift the last Reaver up into the shuttle. The shuttle gets sniped off, and that Reaver is going to be dead, probably. But having said that, EnjoYME is about to lose his Reaver as well. dsaqwe is not giving up. He's going to keep dribbling in Dragoons, because what else can he do at this point? He's committed to this attack, and it looks like it might just about do something for him. But his expansion is critically late at this point.
Yeah, EnjoYME is in a great shape right now. He didn't take any probe damage whatsoever, so even though he traded away all his units, that's absolutely fine, because he's ahead in the expansion. dsaqwe, meanwhile, just now taking his expansion. I gotta say, that was surprisingly poorly microed by dsaqwe. He had his gateways rallied up here, so a lot of his goons just ran in and died to those 3 goons that were sitting at the bottom for EnjoYME. And once again, he's just going to run in here with these goons, but he's outnumbered. So, although he's going to grab 2 for 1 though, if he can actually get away with these 3, so it's not a worse exchange, although it looks like he's probably going to lose this one anyway.
Yeah, it goes down, so it's just a bit of a senseless exchange.
Yeah, and meanwhile we do have a Citadel now on the way for EnjoYME, plus additional gateways. No signs of the Citadel just yet for dsaqwe. So now he's going to be behind on the tech and on the economy. I mean, he's in pretty rough shape right now. I hope he goes for some kind of Reaver harassment or something to try and catch up, but he did lose his shuttle already, so it'll take a while before he can even do that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not a great position to be in. He's really going to feel the pinch now. He's under a lot of pressure. We already have the tech coming in for EnjoYME, whereas dsaqwe is way behind on that front. He's continuing to pump Reaver as well. His opponent is moving on upwards to Citadel Tech, and then, of course, from there to High Templar Tech. I can't help but feel that it would be better for EnjoYME to go straight to High Templar rather than spend time dallying around on Speed Zealots at this point when his opponent is stuck so well on Reavers. And if he had an observer in his opponent's base, he would know that dsaqwe is not moving on to any further tech, and so High Templar are probably a better strategy for dealing with the Reavers going High Templar Goon. But he maybe is not feeling that gas rich at the moment, so possibly a good explanation why he's going to start pumping some speed lots a little bit earlier.
Yeah, I mean, it is a bit of a risky move, though. You're right in that in the long run, High Templars are much more useful against the Reavers than the speed lots. But in the short term, if you try and tech too hard, I mean, it's very, very likely that after that, failed semi-all-in attack, dsaqwe would just try another follow-up all-in to try and kill his opponent because he knows he can't win the long game. So it might be just safer to make the Zealots first, rather than taking straight High Templar and not losing to a silly all-in. And oh god, Reaver drop in the natural. Here we go. This could be good. Oh, 7 kills on the Reaver, and it's still alive. Here we go. Another shot.
Oh no. Oh no. It could happen. There are 2 Reavers waiting there. Will he get a shot? The Reaver. Oh, doesn't quite have time to shoot. And the drop goes down. That was probably about even for these guys. Maybe that was slightly better for dsaqwe, but no real difference. Now we have another shuttle out for dsaqwe, and it looks like he's going to do some harassment of his own, lifting up a Zealot and a Reaver, and he's going to try exactly the same thing on the opposite side of the map. We have a heavily saturated mineral line waiting for him, and if EnjoYME is not quick on the uptake, then that might be right for the picking. But dsaqwe may be forced into a more defensive posture than he would like, as a lot of Dragoons are headed his way right now, pushing backward his most advanced force waiting outside. EnjoYME is natural, and that is a lot of Zealots coming up as well, and speed kicks in.
Yeah, but the the speed turtle is going past. I mean, dsaqwe doesn't even care that this attack is coming. He's not pulling it back. He's just going for this harass. And actually, EnjoYmE is not continuing. And here we go. Speed turtle coming in here. It's completely undefended. Probe line. How good is the shot? The shot is no good.
Terrible.
That shot is not going to hit. Oh, wait, it could hit.
Whoa.
Oh, only gets 3 probes there. It was a little bit late, got stuck on the minerals, and the second shot is no good either. Wow, not nearly as good.
Why did he land the Reaver behind the minerals when he could have landed it above the gas and got many easy shots on those probes? I feel that was a bit of a mistake. We could have a stack probe shot right here. One shot. Can we see another shot? I think I confused him on the game. Wait. He manages to get no more probes, but no big deal. He did manage to get a fair number of them. We could get more down at the bottom here. He just needs to get one decent scarab off in the middle of those, but no, he chooses to completely evacuate instead. Oh, those stacked probes are just waiting to be taken down. Very unfortunate to miss that opportunity, but dsaqwe does keep the Reaver alive, which is what really matters at the end of the day.
He caused a lot of lost mining time here. The probes are just running in every direction from all 3 bases. But the critical thing is that there are actually 3 bases, and now Templar Tech is done. So you can start making Templars and Archons and all that good jazz. Meanwhile, the 3rd base of dsaqwe is just now starting. Now, the one thing that EnjoYmE has to be careful of is letting the game go too long, actually. You know, I often talk about how it's a good idea not to go crazy and just try and kill your opponent, because you can sometimes throw games away like that. But conversely, it's also, you have to be careful with letting the game go too long, because the longer the game goes, the smaller your advantage becomes. And DT drop going down the left side of the map, semi-intercepted by some goons. One DT is actually dropped at the 3rd base, another DT going into the main base. There's actually no cannon here, so that could be quite effective.
Yeah, it should be fairly effective. I don't see where the nearest observer is either. Oh, it's in the natural. That shouldn't be too bad.
Yeah, sorry, I just want to quickly finish that point earlier. So basically what I'm trying to say is, you know, if this goes to both player being maxed on 5 bases apiece, you know, the advantage that EnjoYmE had doesn't even matter at that point, because it just becomes maxed on max, and it doesn't, you know, that little bit of advantage in the beginning of the game basically becomes nothing. So you don't want that to happen, basically.
No, we're a fair way away from that, but it is always a risk. And going on to the 3rd base now, it's not completely out of the question, because once you're on 3 bases, especially on Python's career, it can be difficult for anyone to make any real headway because of the map position. We do have another drop going into the natural of EnjoYmE, where his probes are looking significantly thinner than they looked before. That could be largely due to a transfer away to his new 3rd, but even so, landing a decent scarab, managing to kill 2 or 3 probes there, and just killing 2 or 3 probes lots of times really has a severe knock-on effect. You kind of don't really see it at the time, but then you wake up and find that you've got very few probes left, so it really does all count.
Yep, that is absolutely right. I think that Reaver has something like 15 kills or so in total, so it's pretty significant now. And meanwhile, we do have the Temple Archives on the way for dsaqwe, as well as 3rd base is just now up and running. He's at 96 supply against 146, so still a pretty massive supply lead, 50 supply lead basically for EnjoYmE. But yeah, if this harassment continues and dsaqwe can get one really... Whoa, sorry, got some hiccups here. If dsaqwe can get one really good engagement, then everything could change in this game.
We do have a storm drop going though into the natural expansion of dsaqwe. He just missed that with the shuttle. The shuttles just kind of did a weird little evasion of one another. dsaqwe is going in with his Reaver into the 3rd base from EnjoYmE, and that Reaver is going to be able to completely manner itself with the minerals. The storm drop is aborted for now from EnjoYmE. He's just going to focus on trying to clean up that Reaver, and he's going to be able to scare it away, but he won't be able to get rid of it right now. But it does manage to take down no more than a cannon, so that's pretty okay for EnjoYmE. Now I imagine he'll go for that storm drop. I'm just going to keep an eye on that shuttle. He's moving out a pretty significant force of speed loss, which I imagine is a distraction force, and that could work really quite well. Once those speed lots go in, he doesn't have to micro them too much. He can just kind of let them do their thing, and they may die, but he'll be able to get a really great storm drop off in the meantime. And here it goes. The shuttle is going to natural expansion. He's going to be able to drop the zealot down first. He's going in above. There is an observer, I think, but here we go. The storm goes off on the natural expansion middle line. Oh, so many probes getting taken down. Every last probe is done.
And the Zealots pull away just as the drop finishes. There were 18 kills between those 2 Templars. Very effective. Meanwhile, though, the Reaver is still at the 3 o'clock base now, being a pain in the butt, but I don't think it's nearly as effective as that storm drop was. The entire mineral line cleared out.
Yeah, that was horrible. And dsaqwe's got so few probes on the map, and I mean, he's kind of transferring what few he has around. His natural mineral line is now moderately saturated. Fortunately for him, the shuttle did go down on its way out, so he's not living in fear of that coming back again and again, which can always be a massive pain in the ass.
Indeed. In fact, it's one of the reasons why I like this move by EnjoYmE. You see, he's got an observer behind his natural.
Storm drop. Another storm drop coming into dsaqwe's third. This could clear out what is basically the last of his probes. Will dsaqwe see it? Will he pull the probes in time? He's not pulling the probes in time. He pulls, a good number of the probes, and we have a few storms, but going down in some rather bizarre locations for EnjoYME. He's not able to catch too many.
The one thing I don't like about EnjoYME's storm drops is he's just using the clicking U and hitting the shuttle instead of manually unloading, so his Templars are always unloading before the Zealots, when really the Zealots supposed to drop first, so that's a bit mad.
But here we have a big frontal assault coming in from EnjoYME, and he might actually be able to clean it up right here. dsaqwe does not have the units to hold on, and he's just going to get crushed by the looks of things. EnjoYME powering through with brute force, and dsaqwe is getting taken out by EnjoYME, who's looking good to advance to the next stage of the tournament right here. He is definitely going to be able to make short work of what there is of dsaqwe's army. dsaqwe now bringing out some reinforcements, so I really don't think it's enough. It looks like he's going to be having to lose his natural expansion right there, and EnjoYME just powering through, still with a good number of dragoons, a few high Templar left as well for good measure, should be able to clean this up right here.
Oh man, and just a storm drop on the natural, the icing on the cake. Yeah, dsaqwe is basically dead. 56 supply. Actually, against 102. Not as much supply as I would have thought for Vanity, or possibly because he's busy making that new expansion at 12 o'clock. But either way, you know, the game is basically over now. It was really just an uphill struggle for dsaqwe after that failed attack earlier on when he did that 3-gate goon Reaver bust that failed. So yeah, it's a nice valiant attempt to come back, especially he's got a 22 kill Reaver actually, so that's pretty cool. But I think he knows that it's kind of a lost cause now. Now the goon's going up to the 9 o'clock, nothing really to help defend them from an attack from the bottom. Some speed outs coming up to try and save it, but it's pretty much a lost cause here. But I just want to say, you know, I just want to pat my own back here and say I've picked the underdog now in both of these games, and I've been right. Booyah!
Yes, the old guard getting knocked off their podium a little bit here by the new young guns, dsaqwe, with some kind of parting shot.
Indeed. No, yeah. He's right. I mean, he's talking about his game against Malkia, Elegant. He's talking about that game. Malkia was a C+ level Zerg, and he lost to him, and now he's lost to a C+ level Protoss, although I think EnjoYME is actually B high, so it's not quite C+.
Sure
but
level, so
yeah, but still.
Exaggerating for dramatic effect.
Exactly. He's a showman.
Yeah, he truly is. But you know, nice performance there from EnjoYME. It was stable. Similar to what we saw from Fold, though, he didn't quite lack the overwhelming quality to get the quick finishing blow in. But again, that can be a little bit harder in PvP. So it's a big credit for him to just kind of holding on to his advantage. He did that really well and just took it all the way through to the end. And eventually, he had the perfect opportunity to go for it.
Yep, and so that means he's going to move on to the round of 8. He's going to start playing some best of 3s and get a good amount of points as well. dsaqwe, though, even though he's knocked out, will get some points for the round of 16 finish. I hope he's not too discouraged. I hope he plays tomorrow as well. Of course, there is going to be the 4th and final qualifier tomorrow. So still one more chance for all you Gosus to qualify. And with that, we are going to go to a break once again and come back for more games.
See you in a minute.